This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Important fire safety tips for the winter from a local fire chief are coming up next. Hola friends, and hi Mom. I thank you all for watching. I'm Ken Carr with your local information. Robert Ward spent almost 4 decades as a firefighter in our area. He passed away over the weekend. The retired West Hazleton fire chief was remembered by many in an article by Amanda Chrisman in the Standard Speaker. Many remembered how he taught the job to lots of young firefighters. Ward continued to support local volunteers and fire companies after he retired. I was lucky to spend some time hearing many stories from Chief Ward while at the West Hazleton Firehouse, as he always had time for a young reporter. We send our condolences to the friends and family of retired West Hazleton Fire Chief Robert Ward. We've seen a number of house fires in our area recently, and our Janine LaSanta is here to get some safety tips from Hazleton City Fire Chief Donald Leschko.
Let's just touch base on new year, let's look at our homes, let's make sure they're safe, some fire safety tips for our residents.
Most important, and especially with the winter time now, is the use of auxiliary heaters, space heaters, anything in that regards. You want to make sure that you're using the proper, when you use a space heater, use it properly. It's you're not plugging it into cords, you're not, you're plugging it directly into the wall. You're keeping everything clear around it, that there's nothing near it. We also want to make sure that if, any type of heating unit in your home, especially your coal-fired, your heating oil, your gas units, that they're serviced, they're properly maintained, and they're working properly. And again, we tell everybody, and I always stress, it's the same with getting your car serviced. You get your car serviced once a year. You should get your heating unit serviced. And most importantly, if you're going to use a space heater, follow the directions. Do not think you know everything and just throw that book away that comes with it. Follow the directions.
I have questions about fireplaces. One, if you have a fireplace that you just turn on and it's electronic, is that considered a space heater?
Yeah. I mean, they're electric. We see fireplaces come in multiple sizes, either wood burning, gas burning, or electric. So, you brought up a good point. The electric burning fireplaces, again, you want to make sure that is directly connected to a power source outlet. You don't have an extension cord running to it. And again, if you do have an extension cord running to it, make sure it's the proper voltage and wattage should be used for that unit. A lot of these fireplaces, electric ones, use a lot of current, and they need a cord that can supply that. You just can't go to the dollar store and buy a $1 cord and think it's going to work, because that's not going to happen. It's going to cause issues. But you also got to make sure is, when you use that cord, you don't keep it raveled up. A lot of people like to, I'm going to hide it underneath the chair. Well, we already had a fire where they took that extension cord and put it underneath the chair, and that cord, as it's pulling current, because that heater is drawing so much current, it heats up and it can catch the bottom of your chair on fire or melt the carpeting. So that's why we tell everybody the most safest and best way to use any type of electric space heating device or electric fireplace is plugging it directly into an outlet or having it direct wired by a licensed electrician for direct power.
I'm a stickler. When my kids want to sleep out, I'm a stickler to know if people have smoke detectors, if they have CO detectors, if there's an emergency plan in place, if in fact there was, God forbid, a fire or something in that home.
That's a very good point, especially now, kids aren't getting to see a lot of each other, so they are having sleepovers more. It's most important, make sure any home, and especially your own home, you have working smoke detectors, working CO detectors, and anywhere they're staying, just please make sure that, they're working CO detectors, working smoke detectors. Again, every bedroom should have a working smoke detector. Every common area in a home should have a working smoke detector. And also every common area in a house, in a residence, if you have a fossil fuel burning heating unit, which is whether it's a coal, oil, natural gas, fireplace, wood burn, even a hot water heater or, heating unit for your home, you should have a CO detector, at least definitely one per every floor of your residence.
Also, smoking and candles being lit.
Don't put them, I know a lot of people like to put them on end tables with covers and all that. If you're going to, make sure you have a plate underneath of it, something that's solid, because in case that glass would break or cause a failure, that there's a plate there to catch it. And also, most importantly, is before you go to sleep or you leave your home, you blow the candles off. Smoking, bottom line is, do it outside. Don't do it indoors. Don't do anything near indoors. And if you are, make sure your butt is extinguished.
Very good. Thank you for the safety tips here as we enter into a brand new year. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Today's news feature is brought to you by The Cheese Store and more. Go to their Facebook page to see their specials and check out their catering menu.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. Wednesday is mostly sunny with highs in the 30s, wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night mostly cloudy with lows in the 20s. Thursday is mostly sunny with a high near 40 degrees. Thursday night mostly cloudy with lows in the 20s. Friday is mostly cloudy with a high near 40 degrees. Friday night a 30% chance of rain and snow showers, mostly cloudy with lows in the 20s. Saturday is mostly cloudy with highs in the 30s. And Saturday night mostly cloudy with lows in the 20s. Here's today's SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. The Hazelton Area Lady Cougar basketball team moved to 1-1 on the young season with a win over Nanacoke. Brooke Boretsky led the team with 18 points in this game. In wrestling, Tamaqua pinned Williams Valley with Nate Wickersham, Gabe Irby, and Randy Seigerwall and John Boudet getting falls. Next, we hear about a new movie coming out featuring an actress who used to live in our area. In sports, a story about football and faith with the head of school at Marion Catholic High School. And in the SSPTV Spotlight, the topic is the importance of sleep for teens in a clip from our show, It's Your Health.
MMI Prep will be having their visitation day and their entrance exam on Saturday, January 30th at 9 a.m. For more information, you can call 570-636-1108, extension 136, or you can visit MMIprep.org. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Rudolph Arnaldi, age 86, of Hazelton. A funeral service will be held on Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the funeral home. Eleanor A. Casper Forliano, age 86, of Hazelton. Services will be private under the C.R. Strunk Funeral Home in Quakertown. John T. Karnowski, age 78, of West Hazelton. Friends may call on Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. at St. John's Byzantine Catholic Church in Hazelton. A private mass will follow the calling hour. James J. Kashak, age 83, of Hazelton. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Andrew J. Pittignac, age 82, of Hazel Township. Mass will be held on Thursday at 11 a.m. at St. John Bosco Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Thursday from 10 to 10:30 a.m. at the church. The Harmon Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. David M. Pogar, age 66, of Hazelton. Services will be held at a later date under the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Joseph J. Sorosky, of Whitehaven. Services will be private under the McKee-Wilczek Funeral Home. Marie A. Solinsky, age 78, of Hazel Township. Services will be private under the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Thomas Lee Stewart, age 35, of Shepton. Services will be private under the Stauffer Brensick Funeral Home. Robert J. Ward, age 71, of West Hazelton. Mass will be held on Saturday at 10 a.m. at St. Gabriel's Church. The Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Harry H. Warner, age 90, of Weatherly. Services will be held at a later date under the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Albert James Woodring Jr., age 76, of Hazelton. The Crofton Hughes Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. And Barbara A. Zakutny, age 57, of Freeland. The Crofton Hughes Funeral Home is assisting the family. Today's social and obituary report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com.